Let's say China.
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 There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes. Hello and welcome. I am James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news you need if your name is Inkelbert. It's Monday, the 10th of July, 2017. Monday, the saddest day of the week. Almost as sad as a classified that reads, "For sale, wedding gown, never worn." Aww. And today, we're going to start with a brand new segment that I am calling Dickhead of the Week. And today's first ever Dickhead of the Week goes to an Alabama roofing company who released an advert on television on July 4th promoting their company that if you buy a roof, you get an AR-15 rifle. And the advert on television is... well, I'm going to play it for you, but I have to set the scene for just a moment if I can. A older Porsche pulls up, and out of it gets a man in a pair of Stars and Stripes Speedos and an American hat, chomping on a cigar. He then asks for a beer that goes everywhere, throws it away, and, well, here it is.
Beer. Woo! America, baby! Don't recycle that, because recycling's stupid. My name is Zach Blinkensopp, owner of Digital Roofing Innovations. But guess what? I'm not here to talk to you about roofing. Rifle. I'm here to talk to you about AR-15 rifles. If you sign up for a new roof with Digital Roofing Innovations, you're going to get you a free AR-15 rifle after we complete the roof. How's that sound? Man, you know, Donald Trump says, "Make America great again." I say, "Make America gun again." MAGA. Now, some of you might be sitting there thinking, "Man, that sounds like a gimmick." A gimmick, you say? Well, I'm a gosh darn Navy veteran, active duty 8.5 years. My roofing company's not a gimmick, and this baby's not either. It's here to protect you and your family. Whiskey! So if you want an awesome roof, give us a call. We're going to give you a gun for it.
Well, I'll be certain to call them if I ever need a roof on my house. And what the fuck is going on with this country? Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you so much for making it okay to be a ridiculous redneck again. That's what it should be, not MAGA. Make America redneck again. Mara. Oh, I like that. Mara. Make America redneck again. Mara. And whatever that sound effect you're playing is, stop it. And don't ever play that again. That was atrocious. Thank you. And apparently, if you protest now, you are an anarchist, according to Donald Trump, who tweeted out a few days ago, "Law enforcement and military did a spectacular job in Hamburg. Everybody felt totally safe despite the anarchists." Read protesters. So that was pretty great. And actually, I'm just going to go through a few of Donald's tweets from the weekend, because there was some corkers. And I'm not sure they actually have anything really to do with the G20 summit that he was at. He does mention it quite a lot, but I'm not entirely sure any of it came out of that. But here's one. The G20 summit was a great success for the US. Explained that the US must fix the many bad trade deals it has made. We'll get it done. So perhaps nothing to do with the G20, but there it is. Oh, here's another one here. I strongly pressed President Putin twice about Russian meddling in our election. He vehemently denied it. I've already given my opinion. ... Too many dots, but there they are. Yeah, we know your opinion, Donald. It was Obama's fault. And then perhaps my favourite two tweets happened a day apart, and they're great because they completely and utterly contradict each other. The first one was on July 9th, and that said, sanctions were not discussed at my meeting with President Putin. Nothing will be done until the Ukrainian and Syrian problems are solved. Well then, just a short 24 hours later, Donald Trump tweeted this. Syrian ceasefire seems to be holding. Many lives can be saved. Came out of meeting. Good. So which is it, Donald? Did you discuss it with Putin in your meeting or didn't you? Because 2 days ago you didn't, but yesterday you did, and it's spectacular. And so there they are. Oh, excuse me, hang on, what? Oh, Trump Vader's banging at the door there. What? What? Oh! He's upset because I was reading tweets and he wanted to read a tweet. Do you want to? Well, come on in then. Come on. Did you see the gin? I bought some gin for you at the weekend. Okay, brilliant. Come on in. Hey, how you doing? Lovely to see you. Did you have a good weekend? You did. Spectacular. Well, I'm sorry I was reading some of the tweets, but there's so many of them. I mean, literally, there was just what we like to refer to as a fucking tweet storm that was happening here. So, do you want to read one? Okay, he does. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump Vader would like to read a tweet to us, so here he is, the Dark Lord of the GOP, Trump Vader.
James Comey leaked classified information to the media. That is so illegal.
Oh, Trump Vader, are you really still going on about that? You are, yes, I know. Well, why? I mean, seriously, don't you have other things to do? You know, like run a country. You don't. You do. No, you do actually. No, you do. What? He's shrugging. Like you realise that, right? You are in charge of running the country. Yes, you are. Okay, you do know that. Okay, very good. All right. Well, you're going to get going. Okay, he's going to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, he was here, and you know he lives for it. It gives him the lifeblood that he needs to survive, I suppose. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Trump Vader. Oh, there's some little kiddies in the audience today. Fucking hell. They're going to be all corrupted after this. Anyway, moving swiftly along to Donald Trump Jr. Yes, you've probably seen that he met with a Russian lawyer during the campaign for his daddy to become president, and, well, this is how it went down. The New York Times first reported on Saturday that Jr. had met with a Russian lawyer. And then he responded with a very short statement saying it was just a short introductory meeting and, you know, that's just what you do when you're running a campaign. Well, then on Sunday, the New York Times reported that Donald Trump Jr. had attended the meeting after being told that the person there, the lawyer, would have damaging information to Hillary Clinton's campaign. When the Times broke this story, Jr. had to respond with a slightly more detailed statement, and that read, I was asked to have a meeting by an acquaintance I knew from the 2013 Miss Universe pageant. Sorry, but very reliable source there. With an individual who I was told might have information helpful to our campaign. He also added that the Kush and Manafort were in attendance at the meeting, and it lasted for round about 20 to 30 minutes. Then on Monday, so today, he took a leaf out of Daddy's book and he tweeted a slightly snarky tweet, and it said, obviously, I'm the first person on a campaign to ever take a meeting to hear info about an opponent. Went nowhere, but had to listen. He then followed that tweet with another tweet criticizing the New York Times. So there's little Donnie talking about the fake news media too, the FNM. Fake news media. And obviously all this points to the fact that this absolute human colostomy bag is going to run for some sort of office sometime in the near future. God help us all. I suppose it's not Eric. That would be worse, wouldn't it? That fucking elephant-murdering twat. And speaking of spawn of Donald Trump, Ivanka has been in the news a bit recently as well when she went with Dad to the G20 summit and actually sat with the other world leaders and at one point actually sat in for him. I don't know what he was doing. Grabbing something maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Ivanka sat in for him at a meeting of world leaders. So that's awesome. And then Donald Trump and Chelsea Clinton had a little bit of a Twitter fight as well. It's really fun. I love these Twitter fights. I would love to get in a Twitter fight with somebody. But I'm just too damn polite. If someone says something mean about me, I just sort of say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologise. I didn't mean that. I take it back. I think that's sort of a remnant from when I was in school there, when the bullies would say, you fucking idiot, Andrews. And I'd sort of go, no, you're right, I am. Yeah, here's my money. There you go. Thanks very much. Okay, bye. And then the Twitter war went something like this. Donald Trump tweeted that it was absolutely standard for Ivanka to take his seat in a meeting in Hamburg at the G20 summit. And then he said that if Hillary had done that with Chelsea, the press wouldn't have criticized the move. They would have just said, Chelsea for president. Yeah. Well, then Chelsea Clinton tweeted back, yes, but my parents would never have done that because it isn't very standard. It's fucking weird that somebody who was never elected to anything in her entire life was at the G20 summit representing every single American. And if that doesn't piss you off just a little bit, it really should, because this is a lady, and she's probably lovely. I'm sure she's very lovely, but she's not the president. She's not the vice president. She's not the Secretary of State. She is nothing. She is an advisor to her daddy. Yet he thought it was okay to have her stand in for the President of the United States at the G20 summit. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. And going back to the bullies, from me when I'm not trying to get, sympathy, I was an awkward kid and I got bullied. It's not a big deal, They're probably working on a fucking building site right now. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working on a building site, but that's probably what they're doing, or not working at all is probably more like it. Where was I going? Oh, yes, bullying. That's right. Donald Trump, surprise, surprise, has decided to bully Congress a little bit. That, they're about to go home for their August holidays, which is so lovely. These congressmen, they get more vacations and time off than anyone I've ever met. It's truly amazing. But anyway, he has tweeted today that I cannot imagine that Congress would dare leave Washington without a beautiful new healthcare bill fully approved and ready to go. I'm laughing at the term beautiful because we already know that the bill that they're looking at passing would leave millions of people without health insurance and at risk of bankruptcy and, worse, death. But there it is, the beautiful bill that the Congress are refusing to pass. They better goddamn do it before August or there'll be trouble. I'm not entirely sure Donald understands how slowly government works. These things don't just happen like, click your fingers. That was me clicking my fingers. It probably sounded terrible because I did it really close to the microphone. So if you were listening to headphones and it made a pop in your ear, I apologize. But just go get it done. This is easy. What are you guys doing? Just sitting around there on your golden toilets that cost $20,000. Anyway, they've got a few weeks to work that out, so no problems there. Anyway, listen, it's the end of this Monday edition of So This Happened, and I hope you had a lovely weekend, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. You can follow me on Twitter at So This Happened, and if you like the podcast, please subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you are, write a nice little review, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Andy and Jane from New York who have become a patron of this show on our Patreon page, where if you're interested, you can, throw a little bit of money our way once a month, kind of like NPR does. Not as good or professional as NPR, but I do fucking swear a lot more, so that's got to be worth something, right? Anyway, Andy and Jane from New York, love you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.